Hamid Lawa Abubakar Malami and Zainab Ahmed have been accused of concert of allegedly defrauding Nigeria and scandalizing Muhammad Buhari on e-customs project. It was recorded that the CG Customs Hamad Ibrahim Ali wrote a letter to President Muhammad Buhari dated 9th August 2019, titled Presidential Initiative on Customs Modernization, e-Customs Project, and President Muhammad Buhari further directed the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Finance to ensure that the concession agreement provides 1. The CISS, NESS, the revenue sharing arrangement commences on a pro rata basis against the Phase 1 $300 million investment program only upon commissioning of investment verifiable by CBN letters of credit or valid import documentation, and 2. An appropriate termination clause be effective, or if the consortium is unable to reach financial close within 9 months of the concession agreement being effective. Alarmed over the clause not reflecting on the concession agreement signed by Trade Modernization Project Limited as document in court reviews, the Forum of Non-Governmental Organization in Nigeria, FONGON, during a press conference in Abuja, warned that the Ministry of Finance at the guardian of the Comptroller General Nigeria Customs Service had perfected plans to present a memo of Council's ratification of new concessionary in a brazen regard for the rule of law.
In 2019, a proposal was made for the concession of a joint private-public partnership for the management of the port. That is to get due resources that is meant for the country, and the project involved requires that there will be a counterpart funding, that is $300 million on the part of the federal government. But this fund could only be accessed if the bid company, the company that won the concessionaire, have started work at least 9 months with valid evidence from the CBN that they are in place. Without that, they cannot. That is to tell you that this thing is not an investment by the government. More or less, it requires investment from the concessionaire. That is the company to be managing the e-port, that is electronic custom project in the port. We are alarmed that this clause is not reflected on the concession agreement signed by the Trade Modernization Limited, TMPL, as document in court reveals. The Honorable Minister of Finance and Attorney General of the Federation simply looked the other way in order to allow that Trade Modernization Project Limited access to the Comprehensive Import Services Scheme / Nigerian Export Supervision Scheme, that is CISS/NESS account, without showing evidence of commensurate investment done as emphasized by the financial plan drawn by the ICRC. It was simply replaced with a clause to assess the CISS and the NESS account from the date of commencement.
FONGON also asked the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to restrain illegal depletion and withdrawal from Comprehensive Import Service Scheme and Nigeria Export Supervision Scheme.
But let the due process be followed. Let the issues concerning court cases, legal matters be resolved. It is only when that is done. You cannot award a contract to one company. You gave a letter. Late Abba Kyari gave a letter of award to that effect and told them the terms of operation. And because late Abba Kyari died, and the ICRC chairman too, that is the infrastructural construction person too, he died. So some cabal, some hijackers now believe that they can hijack the project and bring in another new company So the new company now, they are now saying that they don't need to do their own investment. They can access the counterpart funding right from commencement. So what we want Mr. President to do is that they should stop these people from accessing that money. If we may ask, is this scam on e-custom project the grand plan of the administration to compensate the PSO or alleged group by deep throat? Is Ahmed Ali desperate to amass funds for the proposed grandiose presidential library? We ask the FCC to move fast and restrain illegal depletion and withdrawals. What is the motivation of the chief law officer of the Federation, who is also an in-law to the president, to be actively complicit in perverting the cause of justice? Is Ahmed Ali, as alleged, working to advance the interests of BSO and indirectly that of President Buhari? If the proposals are answered in the negative, the president should immediately dissociate himself and direct the Minister of Finance, Attorney General of the Federation, Customs Service to reverse the illegality committed before Ahmed Ali hangs a scandal on his head and soils his good reputation.
Therefore, President Muhammadu Buhari has been tasked to inform Nigerians if Ahmed Ali got his consent to hijack the project for a company registered in April 2022, which never participated in the negotiation of e-customs modernization project, which started as far back as 2015.